Greetings and salutations, Mega Wizard 79 here with another episode of Skyrim. Now, sorry, as you clearly can see, this is not Riverwood. We are back in Whiterun, Dragon's Reach to be specific, because well, to be honest, I just really want to get this Daedric quest out of the way. So, the Daedric quest in particular we're going to be doing is called the Whispering Door. Essentially after we finish after we finish killing that dragon by let's see, what was that location again? No, not there. Was yeah, right here at Western Watch. When we killed the dragon there, it thus allowed us to gain access to this Daedric quest. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to talk to well, essentially the quest wouldn't activate. Like, you see that kid right there that's walking right towards us? Yeah, he's been talking to Murfala, and well, he's been...
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Yeah, as you can see, he's a complete and total asshole because of that. Well, I mean, from what I understand, he was kind of an asshole before then, but... oh, whatever. Details. Let's just get started with the quest.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job.
Oh, sorry, no, we don't talk to... I think we're just...
What is it that you need?
See...
Yes, my youngest son. He's a dark child. I don't know what to do with him. He was always a quiet lad, but lately, something has changed. He's become brooding, violent. He won't say a word to me, but I don't know how I upset him. If you could speak to him, draw out the truth, I would be immensely grateful.
There we go. So, yeah. Had to talk to the dad first. Makes sense.
Another wanderer, here to lick my father's boots. Good job. So, the disgusting pig sent you to bother me. One day, I'll tear his face apart so he can leave me alone. My father doesn't know anything about me. But I know about him, and about the war. More than he might think. This castle is old. Lots of places nobody's been in a long while. Places where you can overhear things, see things. And the Whispering Lady. She won't tell me her name. I've gotten good at listening to keyholes. At the door in the basement, I hear her talking to me. I thought I was caught, but she started telling me even more secrets. But I can't open the door. In the basement. Trust me, you'll see it. I bet she'll talk to you too. Bye.
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of mead.
So, yeah. So the thing about her, I hope I've been pronouncing her name correctly, because I swear some of these Daedric lords, their names are just really hard. But yeah, Murfala. The thing about her is she's known as the web spinner. And by web spinner is like essentially she knows lots of things. Secret things. Things that you shouldn't really know about. What do you call it? And you know, as the web spinner, she's able to tug on some of these strings and cause things to happen.
At last. I've been waiting for someone more fit to carry out my will. The child is spirited but lacks agency. Regrettably, I cannot reach your plane so directly. But I forgive you for not knowing who I am. Few hear my whispers anymore. I am Mephala, the Lady of Whisper. I tug at the web of connections between mortals. Love, hatred, loyalty, betrayal. The boy was good at sussing out secrets. You, I expect to take a more active role. First, you must open this door. A piece of my power has been locked away behind it, and even my eyes cannot see past the seals. I'd much rather it be in the hands of an ambitious and talented person, such as yourself. The whole of Whiterun is ripe with paranoia and tensions. The Jarl's court is right to fear the power I hold behind this door. The Jarl trusts few, and they will be his undoing. The Dark Child knows of what I speak. Let him guide your path.
So, yep. There you have it. Right from the horse's mouth. And yeah, Mephala. I don't know why I've been adding an R this whole time.
You know the Whispering Lady, don't you? I can tell. I told you, I know everything about this castle. For some reason, that door is special. Only 2 people can open it. Balgruf and Farengar, the court wizard. How you get it from them is up to you. Nobody would notice if Farengar went missing, I promise you. Bye.
So, essentially, they keep the keys on them at all times. The only way to essentially get it off them is, well, by pickpocketing them. Unless, of course, you just want to kill unless, you know, you just kill Farengar. Of course, killing Farengar is easier said than done, so I prefer to pickpocket it. Which sucks because, as you can see, my pickpocketing skill is garbage. Oh, this is pretty much gonna take like the whole meat of the episode. Let's see. Prepare to see a lot of saving. I mean, prepare to see a lot of reloading. All right. Well, what do you know? On the first go. Man, that guy is so stupid. Alright. Wait a minute. My sneak is... Oh, right. Sorry. My sneaking is 37. My pickpocketing is garbage. Alright. Let's open the door. And here's the prize, the Ebony Blade. So, interesting things to note about this sword. As you can see, it is a 2-handed Dia katana, as it would be pronounced in Morrowind anyway. In this, in this game it's just called an Ebony Blade. But, yeah. What do you call it? In real life, this sword right here is actually a real sword. It was actually used in Japan. It was essentially referred to as a field sword, more or less. Like, this is a weapon that you wouldn't see in personal duels or anything. This is a straight up combat-oriented weapon. Like, you would use it on the battlefield to essentially serve as crowd control. Essentially a much more... essentially, it's kind of like that middle ground between a... hand sword and it's the middle ground between essentially a regular sized katana and a spear, because as you can see right here, the blade is like at least twice as long as a normal katana. well, maybe not twice as long, but it is definitely much more longer, and it would require, and essentially, up close, this thing would be completely useless, because you would never be able to swing this thing that close. But, if you keep people at a specific distance, this thing turns into a whirlwind of destruction, if you know how to use it right. But anyway, more to the point, though. In-game, this thing serves the same function as, essentially drain vitality. Because you see, what this does is that, what do you call it? Depending on how high you level it up, because there is a way to level this thing up, not by upgrading it at a station or anything. Like, no. The way you upgrade this thing is by killing people, but not just any people. No. You have to kill people who like you. You see that is why that's the trick there. You see, you have to kill 10 people who you've helped in the past, who essentially really like you. The easiest people would be the beggars, because the beggars automatically like you the minute you give them a coin. Problem is, though, if you kill them, then you will no longer get that benefit of the charity thing, where basically, your speechcraft is increased for a specific amount of time after you give them a coin. If you kill all of them, well, there you go. But the beggars would be the most easiest ones, just because, that usually where they sleep is usually in a very far away place from everyone else, or they're usually secluded from all the guards, so they're usually the easiest people to get at. If you just want to kill NPCs that have no use whatsoever, usually people who you finish a personal quest for or something, you can do that too. You can just sneak into their house, kill them, bing bang boom, done. For every two people you kill, Mafala talks to you, and basically she's essentially just telling you that the sword is getting stronger. So once you kill 10 people, this thing maxes out, and it essentially with each swing, it'll leech away. Let's see, if I recall correctly, I think the max is like 30. It's either 30 or it's either like between. I think it's between 30 and 50. When this thing is completely maxed out. So yeah, this thing in combination with this, the mark for death, with a fully maxed out marked for death, this is just death. One time when I did that, I just was killing dragons left and right. It wasn't even a contest. The poor bastards couldn't stand a chance. But yeah. So by all means, if you want to trivialize the game and make it just that much more easier for yourself, go right ahead, because it's right here, right for you. It is a very powerful sword, and I would not. I mean, it's very powerful. There's really no other way to put it. It is an extremely strong sword for what it does, and and here's the kicker. Now, as you can see, it's a two-handed sword. But it doesn't go off this talent tree. It goes off this talent tree, which means it is even more desirable just because of the fact that, well, I mean, like, this talent tree here, like, it just has way more going for it in a sense. So, it's just really dumb, the fact that it is a two-handed sword, but yet it scales off your one-handed sword, your sword perks. So yeah, that's hilarious, wouldn't you say? Oh well, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. This is just the this is the, what do you call it, like, here, let me just read it for you. To anyone reading this, beware this blade. It is hoped that the only people having access to this room should be the Jarl of Whiterun and his trusted wizard. If anyone else is reading this, please understand the magnitude of your folly. Turn around and never even speak of this room or this blade to anyone. It has corrupted and perverted the desires of great men and women, yet its power is without equal. To kill while your victim smiles at you. Only a Daedra most foul could have concocted such a malevolent and twisted weapon, but it appears that all who wield it end up with the crazed eyes of those wild men whom roam the hills, chattering with rabbits. It is not to be trifled with. Not even the hottest of fires the Skyforge could... not even the hottest of the hottest fires of the Skyforge could melt it. It indeed... Oh, sorry. Could melt it. Indeed, the coals themselves seemed to be cool when it was placed within. We cannot destroy it, and we would not have it fall into the hands of our enemies. So we keep it hidden, dark and deep within Dragon's Reach, never to be used. Woe be to any who choose to take it. And that's gonna be me.
Excellent work. Now, I trust you're sharp enough to see that the sword doesn't match the description of the ebony blade you may know. It has languished too long outside the winds of alliance and betrayal. To return to its past glory, it must first drink the blood of deceit. Your world is admirably steeped in lies and inclinations. My blade is a darling leech that feeds on deceptions and nourishes its master. Seek out those closest to you. The final pluck of their misguided heartstrings will accompany my blade in a song of your grandeur.
And I just got the Oblivion Walker. That means I've already collected 15 Daedric items. Cool. But yeah, as you can see right here, absorbs the life essence of your foes, strengthened by the blood of deceit. And it looks really badass too, wouldn't you say? I mean, look at this thing. It's freaking awesome. The moveset's not bad either. I mean, granted, of course, she's just swinging it around like it's, you know, just a simple cudgel, so to speak. Well, no, she has some form to it. She's doing swipes, but to be honest, though. There we go. Something like that. That's more like it. But yep, that's it. So from this point, from this point on, it's completely your decision. If you want to fully restore this sword, I just go out and kill 10 people who trust you. It's as simple as that. I, on the other hand, am not going to do that. For one, because, well, I'm a mage, so a two-handed sword doesn't really work with my playstyle. And, well, I don't feel like being a douchebag like that. But, yeah. If that's the way you roll, go right ahead. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. Oh, I guess I could probably show this off. So, I went out and, what do you call it? I actually, let's see. Yep, I went ahead and got the master spells for alteration, destruction, and conjuration. It was really easy. You just once you reach level 90, you just return back to the College of Winterhold, talk to the respective master of that school of magic, and then
one of the new servants? Remember that I like my meat rare.
Well then, aren't we a little... Anyway. But yeah, you just go back to the College of Winterhold, talk to the respective teacher of that school of magic, and then you just pretty much go on from there. With Tolfdir, you go to a randomly generated... randomly selected location, usually where there was a dragon priest. You go there, you find this dagger, and then once you get this dagger, you then go go fight a dragon, kill it, and then with the dagger equipped, you carve out a heart scale. You take the heart scale back to him and then afterward he will give you this spell right here. Dragon's Hide. Now, Dragon's Hide is a very unique mage armor because unlike the other ones, which, because as you see right here, improves the caster's armor rating by 100 points for 90 seconds. This is essentially, like if I have like 200 armor rating, this will increase it up to 300. This, on the other hand, caster ignores 85% of all physical damage for 45 seconds. So it's reducing 85% of the damage that I would take across the board. Granted, it's all physical because, this is mage armor. But, yeah. It just, like, reduces it, like, bam. The downside, however, though, to that is that, well, that spell... it doesn't go off this right here. Because you see, like, as it says right here, protection spells like stone flesh are 2.5 times as strong if not wearing armor. It doesn't work with this because, well, it's not adding armor value. So what it's doing, it's reducing the amount of damage you're taking. The way this is worded, the way it works, it doesn't apply to that. So, yeah, so if you have points in that, it really doesn't do anything to help you there. However, though, it is still reducing 85% of the damage, so I don't know how much more you would want to reduce at that point. But yeah, so there's that. The other alteration spell is Mass Paralysis. Exactly as it sounds. Unlike normal paralysis, which just shoots at one target at a time, this one basically hits a ton within a certain radius. Pretty straightforward. The destruction one has Blizzard, Firestorm, and Lightning Storm. Now, Firestorm and Blizzard Storm are both AoEs. They will hit within a certain target and deal a certain amount of their respective elemental damage. Lightning Storm, on the other hand, is a straight-up continuous stream, just like Wall of Storms or Sparks, just on a whole other level. This thing will just, like... I can actually show you, just because I actually can cast this one. It's a really cool spell. But I guess before I show that, let me just talk about the Conjuration. So, with the Conjuration one, you get... you get Flame Thrall, you get Flame Thrall, Frost Thrall, and Thunder Thrall. All three of those are essentially Atronauts. Once you summon them, they are permanently there with you forever until they're destroyed. Pretty cool. I think when you look, I think they get like 9,900 something. They get a lot of health. But yeah, so here is Lightning Storm. Look at that. That is freaking awesome. As long as you have mana, this will keep on shooting. It's a really powerful spell. The downside is, though, because it's a master level spell, it takes a little... It takes a while for it to actually go off, but unlike the other master spells, you don't have to wait for it to charge. You just shoot it, as you can see. The other ones, you have to basically wait until they're fully charged, and then they go off. Otherwise, you can't use the spell. The second downside to this is, well, it uses both hands, so you can't dual cast it. So, once again, you don't really benefit off most of your perks. Like, for example, let's see. Like this right here, like dual casting. Yeah, like, right here, like, you don't really get much off your dual casting perk. And actually, I think that's pretty much it, because the other stuff, it just works. Because, like, this right here, yeah, this just makes my lightning spells stronger across the board. This just adds a little extra benefit, they just disintegrate. I would recommend not getting this perk just because after a while it gets kind of annoying because the problem with that perk is it goes off it goes off much more often than you think. So it ends up so if you have like a whole bunch of like really weak enemies and they're all like in a row, and then you shoot them, all their ash piles kind of just kind of fall on top of each other, and well, if they had any good loot, you wouldn't be able to get it. I will say it is very funny when you basically turn a dragon into a pile of ash, because even dragons are not immune to that. They will turn into ash, which again is kind of annoying because, you see, normally finding a dragon carcass is easy, so you can get the soul off of it. If they're an ash pile, it's a little harder. Just a little bit, depending on where they fall. Like, of course, basically due to how, you know, physics work in this game. If you're on a slope when you get killed, you just ragdolling, just go slowly all the way down. If even ash piles sort of do that, so yeah, it can be kind of annoying. And then they're just, granted, of course, and then there are just other times where, you know, the carcass just goes right through the world, and then at that point, well, then fuck me, right? Oh, well, but anyway, I guess I've rambled on long enough. So, yeah, that was the Whispering Door. Next time we will continue with our regularly scheduled program, which is the the main quest. But until that time, though, this is Mega Wizard 79 bidding you all adieu.